So I was messing around with my drums the other day, and I noticed there was some kind of, I had some unwanted sustain on that rack tom right there. So I decided to move the moon gel to like a different spot, and when I pulled it off, it left this really nasty residue. Like that's where it used to be, and now the moon gel's there. Which, fun fact, if you want to change or like kill some of the sustain on your toms when you're recording, put the moon gel underneath the microphone, and that almost always works. It's like a quick fix. Like it's right there on this drum, right there on this drum, and right there on this drum. Typically, if I'm having any issues with like sound or sustain or anything like that, or the drum just sounds wonky, and I've tuned it and it's doing something weird, I'll almost always do that as the next step, and honestly 9 times out of 10 it fixes that for that specific session. Obviously after the session I'll go into further detail to see what's the drum's actually doing, but as a quick fix it works great. But yeah, what is with that residue? It's nasty. I don't know if it's just the blue moon gels that do it, or if the clear ones do it too. I have both. I have the clear on this drum and then the blue on this drum. But that's just nasty. Maybe that is a common issue and this is my first time running into it, but I've used moon gels for years and it's gross. That's my old laptop. I'm actually selling it to Brady, who was in yesterday's vlog, the bass player. I'm selling it to him. We have 2 laptops and we need to get rid of one because that one is more than adequate, and the other one literally is just collecting dust. What are you doing? You're not allowed on this. Like, I don't understand. Remember a couple of weeks ago when I said we were looking for Christmas trees? Well, At Home has like a half off sale right now. It seemed appropriate that we check it out. I think we're gonna get this one. So it's originally $300, but with the half off, it's like $112, I think. Seems like a good deal. They don't have a shortage. Small discrepancy over boxes, but we got it. Seems like the Christmas stock is going fast. Little fun fact, Savannah's chair in her office, we spent the better part of like 3 months looking for chairs. Like that's all we did was look for office chairs, and she couldn't find one that she liked. And funny enough, we ended up finding one there's actually this aisle, like right over there, and it was exactly what she wanted, and it was in our price range. But we didn't have a RAV4 or any kind of car that could transport the box because it was too big for a Corolla. So we had to borrow our friend's SUV. It ended up working out. It was not an easily fought battle to get the thing home, but we did, and it's great. It's great. So I'm looking for this fancy USB-C cable. I recently helped edit a video for somebody, and they let me borrow that cable. It literally transferred like 200 gigs worth of stuff in like a matter of seconds. And Apple makes it, but they sell it at Best Buy, so I'm seeing if I can find it. I don't think I'm going to, but it's worth a shot. I have this cable, but that's not what I'm looking for. I think I'm just gonna have to order it. she's checking the prices on all that stuff. Also, do you see the pile there? I'm assuming people just scan it and don't like the price and they just... So we're only going to be in town this week for like 3 or 4 days before we leave. So, but we don't have any food at home, so we need to get a couple of things to get us through the week, but not enough for it's a fine process. And we figured Target would be a totally fine way to accomplish that goal. If I'm being completely honest, we're just getting snacks. So we're getting this yard worth of Twix for her siblings. Target didn't have one thing that we needed, so Savannah ran in to grab it. I got this comment today, actually, and I thought it warranted just... I like the comment a lot, and I wanted to talk about it. Hey man, I just discovered your channel recently, and you definitely have inspired me to vlog. I just don't know where to start. First of all, that's amazing. Like, I love that. I love when somebody lets me know that something that I made that I was originally inspired to do inspired them to do something similar. That's so cool to me. Like, I believe in any creative field, you get inspiration from other people, and that's how your original ideas manifest themselves. It's a combination of other people's inspirations and works of art that help you craft and create the creative pieces that you show the world. So that's amazing. And for the second part, not knowing where to start with vlog, when I'm making these vlogs, a lot of times I have no idea what I don't know what the content is going to be, mostly just because I can't predict the future and I don't know what my day is going to look like. I have like an outline of what it may or may not look like, but that's basically it. As far as like specific shot lists or specific scenes, I don't have any of that. Which is the thing that I love about vlogging, because for me, the reason that I originally started vlogging was because I felt like I was creatively just in a rut and kind of stumped. I was struggling to find any like creative inspiration around me, and I was struggling to honestly just come up with new ideas. I felt like everything I was coming up with was stale and I had already done a million times, and because of that I was kind of frustrated. So then I had a friend, I was venting all of this to a friend, and basically they told me, have you ever thought about trying to do something completely different that's not music related, like painting or photography or anything like that? And the thought process behind that is basically, if you exercise the creative part of your brain, but not with what you always have used the creative part of your brain to create, like music or whatever, then it helps jumpstart and fire different, it basically just helps you be more creative and get out of that rut, because it helps you think differently, and that's basically it. So honestly, the biggest piece of advice that I could give for like just starting a vlog or a daily show or whatever is just to start, because like I said, if you overthink it, that typically paralyzes you, and the best thing to do is just start shooting, and the story typically kind of finds itself and you kind of get into a rhythm. And like everything else in life, if you just start, a lot of the intimidation is kind of melts away. The hardest part is to actually go from 0 to 1. That's going to be the hardest thing that you can possibly do. But if you can do that, then everything else just kind of falls naturally. And by doing it more and all of that stuff, then you'll kind of figure out what works and what doesn't work, and what is kind of like your style or like your theme for your videos, which I think is the coolest part. Like, it helps you develop your voice and how you perceive the world, and basically it just allows you to fine-tune your mouthpiece to tell people your story, which is for me, it's the whole purpose of vlogging, and that's the reason that I love doing stuff like this. I get to share my perspective and my unique experiences to other people, and hopefully inspire others to do the same. So yeah, I wanted to talk about it. I loved the comment, and it's like I said, it warranted me talking about it. So thank you, I really appreciate it. And Micah, if you do create vlogs and stuff, let me know, and I'll be sure to check them out. All right, I'm gonna see if Savannah's done in Kroger. I'm in the Kroger parking lot right now because Target actually didn't have one thing that we needed, so we ended up having to go to Kroger.